What's up, guys? It's the Essential John L. Crossfire.
And I am Nova Lee.
And you guys are tuned into Caught
in Conversation.
Shaka-laka-laka. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 174 of Caught in Conversation. Thank you, Cena. This is almost a bonus episode of sorts, while I'm just kind of testing out the new laptop and I'm still fine-tuning some of my settings and stuff. So if the sound isn't as crisp as previous episodes, I do truly apologize. It has been a battle, I assure you. Lots of technical issues because, as the saying goes here on CIC Pod and over at What If It's Cool, technology is not our friend. And I'll embellish on that just a little bit in just a moment. And I do apologize because this was meant to be out before the new year, preferably before Christmas, but just life got busy with everything, and the first week of the new year has been hectic for me. I sliced my foot open very, very badly. Luckily, I somehow, some way, by some miracle, we avoided hitting any main arteries, but we sliced the crap out of a few capillaries, and there was blood all over the kitchen floor here at the compound, so Nova Lee had to give that a nice little bleach to get it all out and give it a good scrub. And in fairness, I did say that I was going to clean it myself once the bleeding did stop, but Nova went into Nova mode, I guess so to speak, and she called the ambulance. She kept pressure on it for me, and I lost about 500 mils of blood all up, which isn't a substantial amount. It's probably, a standard amount that you do at a blood donation, but when it comes all out in the span of about 30 seconds to a minute or whatever it was, it literally just squirted out like a tap. It was going everywhere. I screamed. Nova woke up, wrapped one of my gym towels around it, and then I called an ambulance. The male ambulance driver was a bit grumpy, but we're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because first responders have a very busy job. He may have had a very long shift, but luckily the female lady that was with him was very understandable, and she said, look, we did the right thing because you never know. Because had I hit an artery, I would have bled out had we have not called the ambulance. So it was better to be safe than sorry. But very exciting start to the new year. So I'm kind of annoyed. I had to sit on my butt for 3 days without being able to work out. But as I sit here, I had a lovely cardio sesh yesterday. The foot is still bandaged, and we've changed the dressing a couple of times now. But I'm going to do a light, keyword is light, upper body exercise later today, actually, as I record this, and try and get back into the swing of things. But surprisingly, as much as I overindulged on the lovely sweets that Miss Nova Lee made, there was an abundance of things that she made for the Christmas time. I managed to still maintain weight. According to the scales, I've got 2 kilos more than I do now. It was 3 kilos on the official weigh-in on Sunday. I did do a cheeky weigh-in today as I record this on Tuesday. 2 kilos more on the scale than the day before Christmas, so Christmas Eve, but my clothes are fitting better, which means that obviously the workouts that I was doing through the Christmas period and keeping on my routine throughout the Christmas period obviously worked, and the whole body composition thing, and I never really understood that, but hey, I've put on 2 kilos, but I'm skinnier and leaner, so fucking yay me. But full disclosure, I don't know if this is going to be a return per se to regular Caught in Conversation content. My goal for 2026, especially as busy as I am now on this redemption tour, I'm back in the ring full time for the next 12 to 24 months, pending health and everything, but the goal is to wrestle at least once a month, and my goal is to have an episode at least once a month here with CIC Pod, whether that be one of these types of episodes, whether that be a watch-along, whether that be a review, whether that be a Markapalooza, whether that be an interview. We are hoping to have at least one episode a month for CIC Pod going forward. And of course, CIC Pod actually will turn 5 years old this year, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. If you look at the amount of content we've got out there, we've probably got about 3 years worth of content all up, if you compile it all together, which is a little bit disheartening to me personally, but of course there is real life health and just general real life trauma, LOL, thrown in on there. But yeah, we're 5 years old this year, so that's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to celebrating that. I do want to give a cheap plug to myself, if I can, and thank my instant family and immediate friends who have allowed this to happen. But please, if you listen to this episode, whether you're a wrestling fan or not, if you listen to this show for whatever reason, please get on social media, go follow Wrestling for Charity Australia at WresCharityAus, that's WRES Charity AUS, on Facebook, Instagram, and X. I really need to get around to making a link tree for that, but I've been saying for how long now on these episodes that I need to do that for CIC Pod specifically, and I still haven't done that, but we'll get there eventually, I promise. There is also a CIC Pod merch collection over on the Redbubble store as well, seeing as how I didn't quite end up separating the Pro Wrestling Tees stores just because international shipping and everything going on with the tariffs and stuff. So I made it for Redbubble, and there is also a Redbubble exclusive design on there on the CIC Pod collection as well. There's also a bunch of WresCharityAus merch on there, and all the proceeds from that will go to the Emma Butler Tongue Cancer Charity. But basically, the whole point of me starting WresCharityAus was my aim was just to abolish, or if at least block out to the biggest extent, all the negativity that is happening in Australian wrestling with certain pages and just politics and just bullshit. WresCharityAus will be running our own shows sparingly. The goal at the moment, the realistic goal, is once every 2 years. I would love to really do it once a year if we can get the ball rolling. But the main reason I've done it this way, more than even myself, is that I want to spread the word around and advertise charity shows happening all around the country, whether it be here on the podcast or on the WresCharityAus social media pages, and even my personal social media pages. I've been hammering those other charity shows on as well. But I will, as I said, we'll be running shows ourselves. Majority of them, keyword majority of them, will be for the Emma Butler Memorial Show, and that will become apparent in just a moment. But I will hopefully run shows myself for other charities down the line. But let's just get this first one up and running to begin with. So please, with that being said, grab a ticket to our very first show, Saturday, August 15th, 2026, at the Goulburn Workers Club. Our first show, aptly named Overdrive, in honour of my dad on the exact 7-year anniversary of his passing. I've been trying to get this show off the ground basically ever since my dad passed away, because wrestling was the one thing that bonded us, as I've touched on quite a few times on this podcast. And the last 2 years specifically has been actively planning and trying to get sponsors on board and everything else. So yeah, but I'll get more into that with the plugs in the outro. We've got lots of plugs in the outro coming up, and I do really want to hopefully get into a full breakdown and a full mission statement here on the pod for WresCharityAus, but there is a 12-minute video on Facebook and Instagram where I ranted for 12 minutes, but if you watch the full 12-minute video, and please bear with me during that video, you'll get a bigger understanding of what my goal is. I kind of tried to abridge it just here, but yes. The song of the week this week, and I'm trying not to rant because we're here to react to John Cena's last match, but the song of the week this week, Just Another Day by John Cena, featuring the trademark off his platinum album, You Can't See Me, which came out in 2000 and... I can't remember if it was 2005 or 2006, actually. Shit, I think it was 2005. I think it was late 2005 it came out. May have been early 2006. I almost said 2026. We're in 2026 right now. I think it was 2005 that album came out. I actually got it in 2008 for my 14th birthday as a birthday present off my nan and my sister. So that's pretty freaking cool. But yeah, the song of the week this week, Just Another Day by John Cena and the trademark. And the match of the week for this week, despite the fact that I'm about to react to his very last match against Gunther at Saturday Night's Main Event on December 13th, 2025. No, the official, in the quote Adam Pearce, it's official. The official match of the week is John Cena versus AJ Styles from Crown Jewel in 2025, which of course took place right here, right here in Australia, over in Perth. This was my favourite match of the entire 2025 John Cena Farewell Tour, and it's up there already with my favourite John Cena matches in general of all time. So that's pretty cool, as is, a lot of people, whether it be all time or just the Farewell Tour itself. But this week, I am reacting in real time to John Cena's final match, and you can get the video reaction for this on Patreon for as low as a tier 1 sub. Usually we do Usually we do tier 2 subs for our watch-alongs. Used to be tier 3, but we bumped it down to tier 2 as noted a little bit ago, probably about 6 or so months ago, if not a little bit more, give or take. But we have bumped this one down to the tier 1 because we had technical issues at about the 4.5 minute mark and just past the 22 or 23 minute mark, I believe. So we dropped it down to a tier 1 because I still think that it is worth a cheeky $5. And the audio in the video version is a lot better than the version you're about to hear here as well. Because for this episode specifically, in the watch-along portion, the audio may at times sound a bit robot-like and a bit echoey, like I'm in a tunnel or something, but trust me when I tell you, it was so much worse than before I edited it. Originally, I did put out a statement saying that the episode was unlistenable. But I went into an ADHD spiral. I did everything I could to salvage it. In the end, I don't even remember what I did to salvage it, but I've salvaged it to an extent. It turns out my laptop settings themselves just would not pair with my soundboard, and then obviously being the first time I've used Audacity properly with the new laptop, there were so many things that I had to change, and even doing this intro, I still had to fucking screw around and do a few little bits and bobs to get this intro to sound nice and crisp and clear, and it was a whole thing, so just bear with me. And please bear with me again if there's times where, because I've edited it to clean up just how bad it was, there's times where it's completely taken out the background audio of the TV at spots. So there's going to be 3 seconds of no audio here and there, but the main thing is I had fun. I got up in my feels, and it is still in real time with my audio. And I will, kind of talk a bit more in the outro about my thoughts on the match, but I started the recording right at the start of the Miz's segment just before the match, and I felt like that was a good starting point. It was really cool because, spoiler alert, Joe Hendry came out. Better not say that too loud in case he appears in my lounge room, although that would be kind of cool. Get him on the podcast, which we've been trying to do since TNA came down under in 2023, but he's in WWE now, so that's probably not going to happen. And my dream match against him is probably now just that. It's a dream match. But hey, it is what it is. We can dream. We can put thoughts out into the universe. But I did get way more emotional in this watch-along than I really would have liked / planned on. But hey, sometimes you just got to cry. And those that will mock you for showing your feelings are just insecure that they themselves can't handle their own feelings, and let's be honest, I'd still body them in a real fight, so it's not ego, just fact. Buy the t-shirt. But without further ado, here is me, myself, and I reacting and watching along in real time to John Cena's final match versus Gunther, which I did actually fantasy match this match back in December of 2024 on episode 145 of the podcast, so there's that, almost 30 episodes ago, but we'll expand more on that in the outro. As I said, let's get into it! I'm just going to start recording here, so I think this is a good starting point. Miz is going nuts, so I'm just going to hit record here. Superstars. Let me just that beat John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania. All right. To those that are listening to the podcast version when this is all gone together, I apologize if the audio isn't good. I don't have my headphones on because here we go. Truth. Truth did an awesome rap. Oh, it's Ron Cena. It's Ron Cena making his second appearance at Saturday Night Main Event. I think this is a good point. I'm just going to rock and roll from here, record it from here, keep the whole video and everything from here. All right, let's go.
In the last term is now tournament, you did something inappropriate with Nick on his balls.
Oh crap! I need the TV remote. Oh god, need my remote. Need my remote. Need my remote. I love that Miz has the old school awesome Truth haircut and jacket going as well. That's a nice little callback to Cena. Call back to that. Joe Hendry! He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Living in London and Paris and Tokyo, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry. I love that they found a way to include Joe Hendry into Cena's final match somehow. I mean, obviously the match hasn't actually started, but yeah, to the celebrations.
I wasn't wise.
Excellent. Oh, and we got a big old fall away slam. Ow! Kip up. Joe Hendry is my body goals. I've said it so many times in the last few years, but he just keeps getting more and more jacked while still having the dad bod. I'm already marking out. This is great. Here we go. Double five knuckle shuffle from Hendry and Ron Cena. Ron Killens, R-Truth. Cena, whatever we call him. Here we go. Hendry. Sting. Ovation. He held him up there too. 1, 2, 3. Hendry just pinned The Miz, and Ron Cena counted the 3 count, even though there was not an official match, but huge rub here for Hendry with R-Truth and The Miz too. Obviously, he did something with The Miz on a live event over in the UK, but this is Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry, so prestigious. I need to, before I do anything, really quickly, I apologize if you are seeing the video version of this and you see me keep moving in and out of frame. I'm just going to plug my laptop in. It still has 40%, and it is the new laptop, so it should still be fine. But I just want to be extra sure that nothing's going to, you know. Hell yeah. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
January 23rd, Saturday, January 24th. Combo with individual event tickets.
Come on, let's just get to it. Obviously, they're going to drag out Cena's entrance, but let's just get to it. Let's get Gunther out there.
You see, Stephanie, that's what the Miz gets for interrupting us.
That's right.
We all believe in Joe Hendry.
Of course, I believe in Joe Hendry. I've already started recording too. All my friends are like, "Oh my God, Joe Hendry!" Here we go. Gonna get one final feelsy video. My camera is like shaking for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Oh no, my camera. Here we go. Hopefully I can cut that together. I only lost like 1 second on the actual video portion, but I knocked my camera over just before I started recording, and it started like twitching and jittering, and I'm hoping I haven't broken it because it's literally a brand new one. Because I've got the other one that I used to use for my Twitch streams, And obviously it was originally for my video reactions here, so I just got a second version of the same camera. But anyway, if you're just listening to the audio version, you don't need to hear me talking, but I'm just trying to fill in the. Oh, they're showing that video from where everyone was holding up the signs and doing the "you can't see me" and everything. It seems to have stopped jittering for now, which is annoying. I'm gonna have to have a look at that when I edit the final product together. This is. I think I've watched this video probably like 6 or 7 times already, in between watching it on socials and YouTube, and then just WWE showing it on like their shows and stuff, the pre-show and everything. And well, of course, is this they've showed it a couple of times today. I still want to use a 5 knuckle shuffle in one of my matches in the next year or so, but do I can't see you just to be funny and see who hears it. Uh, oh my god. I'm so hyped that they found a way to get Joe Hendry on there. Oh, so good. So good. Thank you, Cena. I love that cheeky little smile from Roman there at the end of that video. Oh god. It's about to get real, isn't it, y'all? Oh, do, 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 do. I still want Cena to actually tap out, not pass out. So many people are saying like that he shouldn't and this and that, but if you listen to the podcast and you listen to the fantasy booking that I did back in December of 2024, I fantasy booked it as obviously Gunther isn't the world champion anymore, but I had Cena and Gunther as the world champion. And at that point, that's where Cena was going for number 17. Obviously, he's won 17 since, but I literally had him go for number 17 and he tapped out with a tear in his eye. And I say a tear in the eye with a reference to Ric Flair because he's the 16-time champion himself, or the 25 or 26 time, or what he says, or 21 time. The number goes up every time, but I'm going to be happy regardless because I'm just glad to watch this in real time. And there's a lot of people saying it. And one of my buddies brought it up, and I can't even remember which one it was this morning because I've been talking and messaging to so many people all at the same time. But someone brought up that John Cena is the very first wrestler who they have watched genuinely since the very first match in real time, all the way up to his final match here. And I was just like, if I racked my brain, there might be one person possibly, but off the top of my head, I'm 100% there for Cena. I'm 100% agreeing with that I think it's the same. Ooh. And now this, very subtle, very subtle. Even though he's a heel, in real life, Gunther has just done the ultimate thing. He just got out of the ring so that Cena can have his moment in his entrance. Now they're going to make us wait for it. They're going to make us wait for it. Oh, fuck, bro. Bro, like I'm legit trying not to cry already. I was watching John Cena tribute videos on YouTube at like 2, 3 o'clock this morning. And then I jokingly said this morning while I was watching the pre-show, I was lifting weights and stuff, and I was like, this workout's for my goat. And it actually worked because I pushed a few extra reps and a few extra minutes, but oh, bro. I just hope that they don't go overtime here. I don't know they've got the post show, but should they start with basic thugonomics and then going? Oh, gosh. No, that's still good. That's still good. I was hoping that they just do a little cheeky. Bro, I like my. I think the last time I had goosebumps that were this crazy, probably Edge is returning Royal Rumble 2020, but that wasn't like it was rumored, but it wasn't there. But the last time I had rumors that, last time I had goosebumps this heavy was Rock versus Cena when it was once in a lifetime before they had the rematch the year after. But man, he's gonna see me. Oh, he's gonna put the camera on Stu. Oh no. I love that, giving his props to Stu. The last time is now. So the time is now. You can't see my time is now. Adventure. I love that they've got Lily in there though. Like with all due respect, like to Alicia and the other announcers, I think it's just if you can't have, obviously Howard Finkel's passed away, and if you can't have Justin Roberts or Tony Chimmel, I'd honestly would prefer Tony Chimmel the most, and then probably Lillian, then Justin Roberts, to be honest. But I'm not saying Lillian's second best. I'm saying I personally would have preferred Chimmel because I'd go back to the early days of SmackDown when I think of Cena. But having Lillian there as representing that era is amazing. And I think she's actually signed a deal too, where she's last time they had the Saturday's main event, she actually lost her voice the night before, and Alicia had to step in. But I think Lillian's deal is actually that 4 times a year she's meant to be the ring announcer for Saturday Night's main event in general. So that's pretty cool. What time is it, actually? So if this goes exact, it's going to be like a 20-minute match. I hope we actually get to hear from Cena on the actual post show though. Trish, Steve, Robin Dan, Mark Henry, Kurt Angle. I'm sad Batista's not there, but could be there just backstage. Oh, yo! Elias is there, aka Elijah from TNA. Kevin Owens is there. Is that Haku? Booker. There was so many people there. I think Road Dogg was there. Oh, he said, let's go to work, but he said it's a Sammy's little fella. Ah, like there's this part of me that I'm like so really wants it to be a wrestling retirement where he does come back just one last time in a rumble or something in 5 to 10 years. But I there's also the part of me that's like, man, if he can be that guy that actually sticks to his gun and says this, and so far Batista's done it as well. But ah, if he can be that guy that genuinely like doesn't do anything. Lillian's already like trying not to cry, or it looks like she has been crying. And again, if you're listening to this in the audio form, I'm hoping my audio is clear between my talking too fast and moving around and not having the headphones on. But that's why I didn't put the headphones on.
General.
Like this doesn't need to be anything fancy. That's why I thought Gunther was a perfect. Well, I don't want to say perfect foil because that's what Sami Zayn said on the pre-show, but he is the perfect foil. He's the perfect person to bounce off Cena and the perfect contrast of pro wrestling versus sports entertainment and then wrapping it all together into the same thing. They can take it nice and slow, and it's going to be awesome. I don't even care. 12-year-old John right now is having a moment. And if you think that's a bad thing, fight me, for real, legitimately, because you won't. Forget the three fingers, I know what they stand for, but boom, I'm going to throw up the word life. Under the three fingers is real. Oh, dude. Right. Oh, man, fuck, I can't. I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last time is now. Cena has one big fight left in him. He's going to need to bring everything to the table against this man of Gunther tonight. The simple power.
They're chanting "fuck him up, John." I'm sure the censors will have fun with that. I don't think so. So let's go see it.
Selecting every weakness that Cena has never been exploited.
Oh, swig of water there. Swig of water for the working man, as Stone Cold used to say on his podcast. Yeah, old school build, just like I said, nice and slow. Gunther's basically refusing to wrestle unless they shut up. I love that. I love that.
So I like the strategy of Gunther, trying to take this capacity plow out of his match. That is the strategy call. I gotta be honest with you. I think he wants
beautiful European uppercuts there by Gunther. Oh.
Stereo of Cena.
And of course they're censoring it because it's on Peacock. I mean, they censor it on Netflix as it is, but it's going to be even more heavily censored rather.
Braidwood, you normally stoic. Let the 19,000 plus get to him tonight. Come on, Cole. Gunther's mind is a.
Ooh, there's a chap.
He is the one that in this.
That's only child's play, though. I think what Cena's kind of throughout this with some of those chops. Strikes in general, not even just the chops.
Matt is not a place for sentimentality.
Ooh.
Matt is a place for competition, and that is what Gunther excels at more than anyone.
Now, I know they have pivoted a lot, and Cena himself has said that, but the long run game was always
WrestleMania
for Cena to be a babyface in his last match. Which Triple H has said that, John said that, like outside of kayfabe and outside of being in character. Did they have Jey Uso make Gunther tap out at WrestleMania as a long game for this match? And if Cena makes Gunther tap out in his last match, does that damage him? Because I don't think it does. And I had a feeling, I said, I genuinely feel like Cena was going to win before they announced who the opponent was. And Cena is an old school guy where he will go out on his back, but at the same time, Triple H, to give him a favour back, wouldn't surprise me if he had him win. And now does that then open up, 5-10 down the line to where he does break that promise and he comes back just so he can lose. Oh, there's so many things. Here we go. You can't see me. 5 knuckle Bam!
Cena going in for the heavy hits right on the
Gunther's going to slip out the back. Going to go for that choke. Oh no. Oh, German! Beautiful low center of gravity on that German too. Not that it's shocking because it's Gunther, but it was almost a version of a snap. Oh, burning lariat! Cena's head just got taken off.
Inside those ropes.
Here we go.
They go for a sleeper hold. He promised to make John Cena give up here tonight. And locks it in with a 40. Lee wrapped his arm around the chin and throws John Cena. But swung away by Cena.
Very good cover up on the slip up there. And here we go. Cena looking for the STF. Well, STFU, which is Cole has been calling it this year again. Could you imagine if Gunther did tap out then and there? That would be a bit of a squash. Oh, dude. Cena doing the old spot where he tries to let go so he can try and drag him back. Of course, he made Triple H. It's a shotgun drop kick. My God, my camera is gimmicking out so bad right now. The video version, this might be unwatchable. I don't know what's happening here.
Immediately launch out. This is Cena.
They're censoring it again. I really hope my camera isn't broken there. I don't know if it just wasn't plugged in properly or if I've done something when it fell over earlier, but it just kept jittering and trying to take away from John Cena's last match here because I'm having fucking technical difficulties. Don't you fucking dare. Fuck, that was a massive lag though. That was the only thing I missed, I think. I saw the big drop kick before that. Going for another one. Man, that was a JBL-like clothesline there.
Back to mission. Complete different action than John Cena has.
Honestly, that wouldn't be a bad way for Cena to lose if they do it like almost TKO style with the whole never give up thing. He just keeps hitting him and punching him and kicking him to the point where his body gives up on him.
Just executed.
Wouldn't be mad at that.
Clothesline by Gunther.
Beautiful, old school.
That's the 70s and 80s. It was good.
Old school build. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, hell yeah. I think I've bumped my microphone as well now.
It's a big fight feel.
I think because I moved my camera, I wasn't sitting in the same spot. Oh my God, another Larry. I think because I moved my camera, I wasn't sitting in the exact same spot, so my mic wasn't as centered. My God. Loving this slow build though. Just hoping that if this goes like the time limit, there should only be 10 minutes left on the broadcast. And that's the thing, like, unless they've allotted more time for Peacock for this because it's a special event, but
Cena's macho, of course, never thank you.
Over and over and over with those freaking lariats, though.
Yeah, keep trying. Might not get that far. This might be a technical knockout the way it's going. Cena is getting more.
Oh, we're going to get Super Cena. Runs the spot. AA 1, 2, 3. They're chanting Super Cena. Here we go. Boom. Boom! Here's the 5 moves of doom.
Now,
Yelling at Gunther to get up. You can't see me. 5 knuckle shuffle again. Here we go. Attitude adjustment. Is this the final ever attitude adjustment? That kick out was timed perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. So over the last handful of years, the last stretch of years, the AA kickouts have been bastardized by Cena and his opponents, but the timing on that kick out was absolutely brilliantly done. Could you imagine if he busts out the old springboard stunner again, like he was doing in 2015? Going for another AA. Gunther out the back. Oh, back chop. Here we go. Here we go, sleeper. Is he going to pass out? Is he going to tap?
Was world champions with his exact move. Now looking to send
I genuinely don't know which way they're going to go. Like, because no matter how they do it, it can still make sense. But I just feel like Cena's the type that would want to go on his back, but he should go out with a win because he is Super Cena. Like, that's. Oh, here we go. Cena's got a sleeper on Gunther. And it's always a shout out to Samoa Joe in a way when you think about it as well, because it's basically the Kikina clutch. But they're having flashbacks to WrestleMania. If they didn't long game this, which they may have, they may not have, either way, they've done a brilliant job of building this by pure circumstance regardless.
Mind have got through them. Well, you've got to watch that impenetrable mind of the ring general, convincing.
Oh, big chop.
Convincing that he's doomed to fail on this night against Mr. Invincible. Jeez. Whip is dropping him on his spine on the apron. When catching the ropes from his shoulder on the way down doesn't help, twisting and turning.
That's a classic Cena spot there with the Irish whip shoulder into the steps. I love the way he basically pounces the steel steps too. Just fucking. Yeah.
Leave the Serena, leaving Cena a shell of his former self.
I'm just so worried that if this goes overtime, that the broadcast, it's kind of fucking
Almost mindset.
Try to focus on the match, but I'm like, oh god.
Well, Steele steps out toward our outfit and went out and get out of the way. We don't want to be sitting there. I don't know why it's safe on this, but a conquering hero, the gladiator.
Surely Gunther's the one that's going through that announce table, yeah?
1,000+ here tonight.
Gunther just did the word life thing and then get it up, yeah?
That is against John Cena. When you have John Cena down, it is time to pop him out. He's not to blunt.
Gunther working the crowd to perfection in this match, though.
Now Gunther dragging John Cena up from the floor, and you can only imagine that the ring general has massively fatting tensions here.
Are they not going to take the top off of the table?
This is about making an example of John Cena, not just beating the man, destroying the man on his final night.
I think Cena literally just said to him, you got to take it off, because it looked like he was trying to say something to him, but it was obviously trying to hide it. Yeah, we're going to get that classic Cena spot. He's going to carry the powerbomb, stand up on the steps, AA off the steps, through the table. We've seen him do this so many times. Oh my god. Still, all the people that were so mad that it was Gunther, you're going to be eating your words now, because this is. It's everything it needed to be. It didn't have to be anything super fancy. Dave Meltzer's not going to give it 5 stars, but his opinion doesn't mean shit anyway. Everyone has an opinion. They're entitled to their opinions. This doesn't really hold as much merit as people seem to think it does.
Here.
And by that token, maybe mine doesn't. But just had a kick out. But again, like that kick out was kind of like obvious, but the timing of 1, 2, boom, Gunther just barely. Just barely. Like if he had have missed that, it would have been 3, and the referee would have had to count 3. Oh shit! Are we gonna get the Batista spot? Cena's gonna go for his top rope leg drop, and he's gonna get powerbombed. Oh no, he actually hit it. Dude. Oh, hit it fucking perfectly too. Hit that diving leg drop. Doctor Orthogonomic style. I mean, he kind of proved he's still got it multiple times already this year, but it's fine. Is this the final? You said this is the last one? You can't see me. Like Gunther with the boot.
Cena.
German.
John Cena, you've still got it, but it's
Powerbomb.
Johnson. Stacked up like
1, 2. Cena kicked out.
now the company begin to get frustrated here. Johnson's been frustrated for the past.
I'm just going to go for his big splash off the top.
Cena's inevitable. Cena.
He's going to go for the AA off the top, though. Oh, surely that has to be it. Again, like bastardizing the finisher, but like it's his last match ever, so like. I love professional wrestling.
All the way from that rod,
Bam! Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Oh my God, there are 2 minutes before the broadcast is going to get cut.
Super. The rights, and it's still not enough, Michael Cole. Even the soundtrack to this man's career. Where does it go now? John Cena has to dig down deep one more time. Also, loyalty, respect, never give up. It all comes.
And they're going to like go literally right to the bell for this fucking broadcast before it goes to the pre-show. Oh, European uppercut from Cena. God damn, Cena has good working punches. He always has. Oh, here we go. Hey, hey. There's the power. Counters. Power bombs.
And out Gunther. The chance. So that you know it's a Gunther.
1, 2, kick out.
So John Cena, he's still down. But there was there's a
I don't know where this is going to go. Where is this going? Super Cena. I do like that this retirement tour as a whole, though, has made a lot of the haters of Cena over the years finally give him his due.
And you gotta wonder how much John has left.
I still want him to tap out. Like, I think that would be the best, personally, but...
Sleeper locked in.
And then you have Gunther retire Lesnar next year. Having Goldberg, Cena, and Lesnar on his resume would be huge. Potentially have him be AJ's last opponent next year as well. Make him the new legend killer, and then he retires Randy Orton a couple years later. Cena's fighting.
Cena was a last gasp effort there. As Gunther now on his back, looking to wrap his legs like a constrictor around the body of Cena. Hook in there, couldn't get the second hook in there. Cena, it transitioned into something. Yeah, but it's for anything. Outbreaks Gunther to go right back into this hole.
Again, beautiful, old school, slow pace. They've got explosions of momentum when they need it. And they slow it straight back down. Oh, looking for the AA. Back to the sleeper. It's hit for tat here.
See, John Cena, the fact. You know he should be down and out, but somehow he keeps finding something. That's the frustration Gunther's dealing with right now. But let's look at the opposite end of that. Cena keeps thinking he's getting out, and Gunther
he just fights back. He fights back.
Space. No time to recuperate. No time to recover. How much does John have left? He needs to dig deep.
Cena's trying so hard to get up for that last AA. Or the FU, dare I say. If you're an Ultimate Cena fan. But...
And Cena's number
it technically has been the AA. Almost double the amount of time that was the FU, if not triple the amount of time. When you think about it, possibly more. Gunther on the back of Cena now, though, trying to get that in deep.
Exhausted John Cena. Keeping people what they want next. Well, Cena somehow still on his feet, looking to break this as he turns Gunther.
Cena finally broke the hold, but he's out. So Gunther straight back to it.
There's no room to breathe. Gunther does.
Oh my God.
He's a damn machine.
Dude.
Dry and John Cena
like this has become less of a spontaneous surprise podcast episode and more of just me going on a roller coaster of emotions and doing half-assed play-by-play at this point.
Desperation, a plea in his eyes.
Oh, wow.
Continues to lock that sleeper in.
Wow. I feel like it'd be great watch-along material, though. Like, as alternate commentary, but...
Cena's still in this thing. The C nation is still in this thing.
Into the corner again. Breaks it again.
Still giving it everything. He's
looking for the AA. AA! 1, 2. That's 4 AAs that Gunther's kicked out of now. Oh, shit! This has to be it, the way that he just, like, terminated up. This has to be it, surely. His legs are really itching.
Cena.
Don't give up. Don't give up. They should be chanting never give up, guys. Just genuinely think he should tap.
Any other man would have broken by now, and Monkey John Cena's turned to fucking snack. Cena's on us down and watching the future looks bleak for John Cena.
Now is it?
It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll fight it, and then still tap out anyway, because that would be perfect. Oh, yes, come on.
Sorry, Gunther. One last chance.
God damn. Like, he's doing them safely, but still, those elbows are fucking stiff from Gunther. Back to that sleeper. Is this literally going to be how it happened? Where it goes up and down. The third time he says, no. But then he cranks and he has no choice but to actually tap. That's... He literally just did. Holy shit, I literally fucking fantasy booked this back in December last year. That was literally the spot. The arm went up twice. Third time he said no. But then he, boom. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Tonight,
One, to
professional
those that said I was crazy,
destroy
fuck you.
sports
Boom.
entertainment.
But also, the last time is now. That's
Gunther just became bell to bell the standard
like, this is Undertaker streak levels of emotion right now. This is why I said Gunther should do it this way. I still would have personally, if I could have picked anyone, I would have had Drew McIntyre, because I thought he deserved it after carrying the company through COVID and the feud with Punk last year. But no, as I said, I fantasy booked this when I looked at the roster and what everyone was doing.
Now Cena.
So I'm like, I'm kind of sad that it wasn't Drew, but Gunther does deserve it. And yeah, I fantasy booked this exact scenario verbatim the same spot. The only thing missing is the world title. But oh man, I'm not ready for this post show rather. I'll end it once this the feed ends, and then I'll just watch the post show off podcast and off video. But I think this has been a great little spontaneous, sneaky, half-assed attempt at an episode that I'll edit together and everything. But and I love that when the hand stopped for the third time, he did his little taunt as well. And the tap, just like I said it should be, was just very subtle. It was just boom. It was almost like he was hating himself for doing it, but he just very weakly just. I think Cena just said, "I'm sorry." They're chanting bullshit, and Cena's trying not to laugh. I just hope he sticks around for the post show. He just kissed the ring. It's in the wrestling ring. Ah. Oh. Much needed drink break. The skull and all this. Oh, my throat is so dry. My eyes are welling up. I'm trying not to cry. I'll let that flow off podcast and off camera. Oh my God. Like, there's a reason I intentionally wore my Chicago Bulls hat for the video portion of this. I said, I thought the 6-time championship winning Chicago Bulls, John Cena is the Michael Jordan of the WWE. Here we go. Triple H is out. Well, there's a lot of people coming out. Surely this is going to cut to the post show, yeah? People are chanting "fuck Triple H" and "you fucked up" at Triple H. And Cena's actually telling the crowd, like, I'm, just kind of Punk's in the ring, Cody's in the ring. Are they going to hand him both of their titles?
We're paying it well.
Oh, I've just told Cena that he loves him. Punk and Cody putting their world titles over Cena's shoulders. Man, that new version of the world title, like the world heavyweight title, does look good on Cena's shoulder, though. The last time is now, John. Do you reckon like that's a face of regret in saying that it definitely wouldn't come back, or sure there's like 1,000 emotions going through Cena's mind right now. Thank you, Cena. Thank you, Cena. Bruh. He's holding out the 2 championships. Everyone's crying. Triple H is getting booed hardcore. He just stepped up onto the apron. Oh, and again, like, if you're listening to the audio version of this, I'm sorry if there is awkward pauses in between as well, but like I think you could still hear the TV just so. But hey, maybe you do listen to this for alternative commentary. Bro. He almost accidentally handed him back the wrong titles because he had them in opposite hands. Triple H is literally laughing at the fact that they're booing him. Him and Cena are laughing about it. Someone is shouting, Triple H, you're a scumbag! Oh shit, here we go.
I'm still a kid. Absolutely living the dream.
Is this the Hall of Fame announcement? Bro.
And man, it's one hell of a ride.
Fuck! I was hoping to cry off camera and off podcast, but
John brings a great luck.
like there's so many people saying that like even though Cena never had kids of his own, like he raised them or he's raised multiple generations. But like so many like when I think of John Cena, I literally think of that like '04 to like '07, '08 era. Even '09, maybe into early 2010, where I used to actually sit down and watch wrestling with my dad and bond over John Cena. Fuck, man. Wanted this to happen off. The whole point of this was I was just trying to react and have fun little content. Nah, people are going to make fun of me for being a bitch. That's okay. Y'all can find me. Fuck, man.
Swear. Here's Billy,
Fuck.
a guy like John, as being dragged in 800 different directions. They go, hey, there's this kid over here. He stops, shuts everything off, and goes to that kid. It makes that kid feel like the only thing at that moment.
Surely the end of this video will be the Hall of Fame announcement, yeah? And I like that they've got the picture-in-picture here so you can see Cena's reaction while he's watching the video, which makes me think that in the actual video, it's going to say at the end. Like, it could just be they're trying to get his reaction with all these stars, but... Oh, bro. Like, in a way, I'm glad that I did just decide on the fly to hit record on this, because I was like, hey, fuck it, let's do a cheeky pod episode. Let's do a cheeky video reaction watch along for the Patreons as well, if anyone actually subs to that.
He's the foundation in which it was built on.
Ah.
He needs to be a fun guy. That's the way.
The only thing is, I want to post like some clips of this on social media. I'm not going to get monetized in the slightest because the amount of F-bombs I've dropped in this, I'm not going to go through and edit them all out or beep them out.
It's easy to get to know John. He's just John Cena. And people gravitate to that. There's a goodness of it. You want to be a part of. Sweat.
But what does that show you about the level of respect that they have for John Cena, in the fact that they just showed a clip of Vince himself talking about Cena when Vince is meant to be quote unquote blackballed from WWE/TKO, like especially television.
It's telling, bro, can't see me,
but you can't have John Cena without Vince
all of
McMahon,
us
and
can see it very clearly.
that's a harsh reality.
I can small town wasn't very still jet house.
Thank you, John. Okay. Oh, bro, this is not okay. It's not okay. He's taking his sneakers off because obviously he doesn't wear the traditional boots anymore. He's leaving the armbands and the headband in the ring. Some dudes yelling out, "Take off your joints." Like, as I said, like as much as I'd love to see him come back to that one off in like 5 to 10 years down the road, I do want him to like go by his word and stand by his word and let this moment just live in time. You take that bow, sir. You've earned it. Thank you. And for a what the fucking remote control to change it over to the post show with just the that's good. Bruh. Oh god. Well, I guess I end this here. I guess I go over and find the post show. Thank you, Cena. Thank you, Cena. My God. And I'm hoping that this, now that I've stopped the camera, for those that, if you listen to this portion of the podcast and you actually listen to this episode, thank you for listening. But man, I'm gonna have to try and throw a intro and outro on this sumbitch and sweet mother of fuck. Thank you, Cena. Thank you guys for listening. And now on the way to whatever the outro will actually be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was John Cena's final match. Do you guys, like, first and foremost, let me know, like, hit me up on socials if you listen to this episode all the way. Just to know, like, do you genuinely think that he's serious and he's one of the few that won't come back? Because I think to an extent he is. I don't think like he's going to have another match or run. But I genuinely would not be shocked if in like 10 to 15 years he's at WrestleMania and he has the t-shirt and he has the jorts and he takes someone out. Kind of like when Shawn Michaels showed up in gear, or even like a one-off Rumble appearance. Like, I wouldn't rule that out. And you can still say you're retired if it's just a Rumble appearance, right? Like, surely. Or even as a gag, he comes out as Juan Cena when he did that gimmick where, like, he was fired in storyline, so he was doing the house shows as Juan Cena under the mask, and it's, oh, we know that's John Cena. It was, no, that's John Cena's Mexican cousin. Surely for a gag. Like, even me and myself and Nova Lee and I, we've been saying we want to see him show up as Peacemaker in a Rumble, just because it'd be so sick. Imagine, like, you know, it's number 15, number 16, something like that. And it's like 10, 9, 8, da-da-da-da. Do you really want to taste it? Like, that would be such a cool moment. Like, he literally comes in and imagine like Rikishi or someone has like a return. Man, he's got some outspoken opinions right now, doesn't he? But imagine like Rikishi or someone's like dancing in the ring. And then like Peacemaker comes out and he's dancing in the ring and then he just gets thrown out. Like, we know it's John Cena under there, but he's full in character and he's in the Rumble as Peacemaker. Like, I know you'd have to work with Warner Bros. And DC for like the licensing rights and stuff, but WWE would 100% be down to do that, I feel. Like, that would be so cool. But yeah, let me know if you think, the long-winded rant, let me know if you think that actually is going to be John Cena's final match. And maybe it's just because I'm such a freaking mark for John Cena, but in my heart of hearts, I truly believe him when he does say that. That's just me. You may have other opinions. There's lots of people online that have other opinions. There's lots of people that have other podcasts that have other opinions. But this is my podcast, and that's my 2 cents. First and foremost, despite the fact that I did fantasy book Cena's match, and as I said, it was a fantasy booking. I wasn't predicting per se, so I'm not going to say I predicted it correctly, but in a way, I fantasy booked it correctly. Fantasy booked it? Where the hell did that come from? I fantasy booked it correctly to an extent because I did fantasy book that it was going to be Gunther. But however, I am still sad to an extent and disappointed to an extent that it wasn't Drew McIntyre that got to retire John Cena, because I've been saying to anyone and anyone that would listen to me in real life, whether it's friends, family, just other wrestling fans, I genuinely feel like with the fact that Drew McIntyre carried the entire company on his back throughout COVID, through the pandemic, not to mention the fact that in 2024, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, they threw the company on their back and they carried it with their feud. Drew, obviously, both of his title wins were in a pandemic, and then finally wins the world title as a heel, only holds it for 5.5 minutes at WrestleMania before Damian Priest cashes in. I feel like this is something that you could never take away from him. I feel like Drew should have gotten that. But it is what it is. Regardless, I do think I hold a bit of a humble brag, at least, in the fact that, hey, I fantasy booked it right down to the exact finish. Obviously, the World Heavyweight title didn't factor in like my fantasy booking did, because originally my fantasy booking was this is where Cena would go for number 17, and he didn't end up getting it. Obviously, we got that heel run, which no one could have fathomed. Obviously, the moment the Rumble happened and he did that press conference, I said he's turning heel at the Elimination Chamber, and just about all my friends told me I was on crack, and lo and behold, he turned heel at the Elimination Chamber. And you can have your thoughts on that actual heel run all you like, but the actual heel turn itself, arguably bigger than Hogan's heel turn, but obviously didn't pan out long term, so Hogan's NWO run significantly better than Cena's 2025 heel run. But I fantasy booked it to exactly how it happened. The arm went up, down once. The arm went up, down twice. And on the third time, Cena held on and he fought. But then there was the very weak tap out. And obviously, this is just all coincidence to an extent. I'm not saying anyone from WWE listen to my podcast. It's possible that more people can have the same thought process, but I think this is proof, whether people like it or not, and I'll toot my own horn, especially considering I'm going to be running my own shows. I don't know why I'm British all of a sudden. I'll be running my own shows. Running my own shows proves why I'm going to be good at that, because I have a good Booker, brain, and a great mind for this business. Shock horror. It's not ego, just fact. Buy a t-shirt. But as much as I hate the sound of my own voice, believe it or not, I am probably going to go back and listen to that episode 145 because I kind of want to go back and listen to my fantasy booking and then kind of contrast it to what we officially got for this 2025 Cena run. Because obviously I did originally keep it, I fantasy booked the whole thing, Cena as a babyface, and then as I said, the moment he did the Rumble press conference, I knew that was out the window. I said immediately to friends and family, Elimination Chamber, somehow, some way, Cena's turning heel, and they can verify that. And I did say, even for the longest time, that even back when he tied for 16 back in 2017, that he should win the title by turning heel with a nut shot at WrestleMania. Didn't quite happen that way, but it was kind of same but different. But yeah, it's people are all entitled to their own opinions of how that match went. So just let me know, like, what did you think of this match? What did you think of the ending to this match? And of course, what did you think of this Cena run as a whole? And please go back and listen to 145 as well of my fantasy booking and compare notes of contrasting what you would have had done compared to what I, wish had have been done. And obviously I wish we still had have got that Cena-Joe Hendry match. But the fact is, Cena still found a way for Joe Hendry to be a part of his farewell show. And I know that he said himself that he didn't really book a lot of stuff, but this farewell show, he really wanted a handful of things done. So I'm glad that Joe Hendry was at least a part of his show. But yeah, I really wish it had been Drew McIntyre to retire Cena. But regardless, I felt the finish was done beautifully. Toot my own horn a little bit with the humble brag that it was done down to a T with the exact spot. And as you'll hear in the actual reaction itself, I'm assuming maybe you've just randomly fast-forwarded this far just to hear me break it down in the outro without actually listening to the reaction for whatever reason. But as I was reacting to it in real time, this match could have gone either way. If Cena had have gone out a victor, look, I wouldn't have been mad. But I truly believe when people leave this business, they should go out on their back. And I'm still mad that Stone Cold didn't put, Kevin Owens over. Undertaker, I'll play devil's advocate with because they had, the whole special cinematic match and they made it work, so it made sense. But yeah, I did thoroughly enjoy this match. It was a roller coaster of emotion. But without further ado, I'm going to get into the plugs and I'm going to get out of here. Because again, this was mainly just a test for the new laptop. More than anything. Nova Lee and I are hoping to do Retro Rumble Along number 2. Where we will sit down and we'll do a watch along of the 1996 Royal Rumble for its 30-year anniversary. So stay tuned to that. I do have 2 or 3 things in the pipeline. I don't know if they'll get out within or before the month of January is over. But as I said, stay tuned. I do want to have at least 1 episode a month. There will hopefully be at least a couple episodes a month going forward. But hey, there may be some months where there's only the 1 episode. There may be other months where there's 3, if not 4 episodes. But hopefully, if what I have planned goes to fruition, I'll have at least 2 episodes a month for this year. But the goal is at least 1 episode a month, as I said in the intro. So with that being said, go check out our link trees. Everything is there. The merch, whether it's the Pro Wrestling Tees or the Redbubble. There is Redbubble exclusive John Crossfire merch, and it is the only John Crossfire merch that is on the Redbubble store. Currently, there's Nova Lee merch, there's John Crossfire merch, there's the Nova Lee merch is tied in with the CIC Pod merch. So I have CIC Pod, John L. Crossfire, I have Wrestling for Charity merch, which all proceeds will go for that collection specifically will go back into the Emma Butler Memorial stuff. It's Wrestling for Charity official merch and the Body Slam Tongue Cancer merch. And obviously, once I'm eventually able to do more shows for more charities, I'll start putting more merch up there, and then the merch for those specific things, well, I don't know where the hell that accent came from, will go to those respective charities as well. And there is also a Crossfire graphic section now as well. I have had Brian Cage and AJ Francis of TNA fame, of course WWE fame as well, and AEW fame, respectively, depending on where you look at for those two respective individuals, give me their blessing. TJP as well, of course, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, currently wrestling in New Japan, has art that I made of him on his mantle because his wife liked it that much that she got it framed. It's in their home in LA, which is fucking mind-boggling to me. Of course, TJP has given me permission to use the detonation kick. It was if I ever got cleared. I am now cleared. I've had one match back. I lost that match. It's a redemption tour, and I lost my first match back. So we're going to have to change that. But I have permission to hit the detonation kick, or as I was calling it in 2K on my Twitch streams, the 4898. As a reference to my grandparents, of course, I did lose my grandfather in 2025, so I'm still fucking processing that, not even 12 months later. But it's really cool. I have 3 world-renowned professional wrestlers that have given me permission to sell designs inspired by the 8x10s that I made of them. There's t-shirts, hats, socks, notebooks, blankets, jigsaw, but like you can just about get anything and everything with that original 8x10 on them. And then there's a couple of cheeky little things that I did for design projects as well that kind of fall under the parody aspect and fan art aspect, so I can kind of get away from them. But there's one where it's Bill Goldberg, where it's SmackDown Who's Next, rather than basically parodied the SmackDown Here Comes the Pain cover with Brock Lesnar, and I put Goldberg on there instead because obviously, arguably, Bill Goldberg is more OP in the Here Comes the Pain game than Brock Lesnar himself, if you go back to those OG PS2 games. But yeah, and then I've got just a few little things like Swirly, who is one of Stitch's cousin. He's my favorite cousin of Stitch. There's no official Disney merch that has Swirly on there. All the stuff on there is all on Etsy, and it's all handmade. And I'm probably going to hit up one of those people on Etsy one of these days that do like the handmade plushies of him for both myself and Nova, because he's really cool. But yeah, I've made it. Originally, it was made as a shirt design, but now it's on there as a sticker. It's a fridge magnet. You can get it on aprons, on coasters, on coffee mugs, and yeah, there's a handful of ideas and designs on there. So please go check that out on the Redbubble store. I'm ranting so much on here, but I'm trying to cover how much I've done and added to my content since our last episode back in July. But yeah, go check out mine and Nova's Linktrees. And of course, this is where we'll get into the plugs and we'll get out of here because y'all are probably sick of hearing my voice. On January 17th, Australian Wrestling Superstars, AWS, Australian Wrestling Superstars. Man, I'm all over the place today with my weird accents and stuttering and lisps. Chaos. Absolute chaos. Granted, as I record this intro and outro, it's 10 a.m. in the morning on a Tuesday, and I've been awake since about 2:30. So do with that what you will, and I still haven't had coffee. I'm going to make coffee as soon as I finish this outro. AWS, Australian Wrestling Superstars, Walking Tall. They have a charity show for the Children's Mobility Foundation. The link for that show is below. Also, January 17th, down in Victoria, our friends at MXW have Blast at the Beach. Link is below. January 31st, at the Canberra PCYC, John L. Crossfire, will be in action. I still don't know what or when or who I'll be facing, but I will be in action. Match 2 of the Redemption Tour. Let's hope it goes better than Match 1. Link is below. My other friends, and I guess a company that I work for, I will be doing commentary for Extreme Capital Wrestling at the Braidwood Bash at the Braidwood Servicemen's Club, March 14th. That's going to be really cool. Get your tickets below. As always, I will take my gear just in case. But yes, my current role for that show is commentary. I'm looking forward to doing play-by-play, but this year and next year, fingers crossed, will be more focused on me being in the ring, so let that be known. Wrestle Strong Dojo will be at the Penrith Gales, and they have a charity show on Sunday, June 14th. They're hosting a charity show, 2 p.m, for the Animal Welfare League. The link for that is below. And of course, I mentioned it in the intro, but my very first show with Wrestling for Charity presents Overdrive, Saturday, August 15th. Memorial show for the late Goulburn local Paul Reed, of course, my dad. Shock horror, dropped my shoot last name for only the second time ever on this podcast, but when it comes to doing this show, this is John Reed doing this show. It is not John Crossfire doing this show. This is genuinely me just trying to find an even ground, a common ground, and connect and pay tribute and homage to the memory of my dad on one of the very few things that he and I bonded over, especially in those last few years. And obviously it is called Overdrive because he was a truck driver his entire life. He loved motorbikes. Again, some of the few things Dad and I bonded over. I was going to say something else and I lost track of thought, trying not to get emotional because it's only January 6th as I'm recording this episode, and I don't know if I'll drop this episode later tonight or if I'll wait until the Sunday so I can still drop it on Sunday like I usually would with these pod episodes when we were in full swing. But yeah, I'm trying not to get emotional because I already know that once I get to the actual month of and the lead up of and obviously the actual night of the event, unless it is 100% necessary, I'm going to put this out there right now. I have made up my mind. I will not be wrestling on the main card. Full disclosure, I am tossing up whether or not to wrestle on the pre-show as like a bonus match for the people that have the platinum seats and, well, just everyone. Like, I'm not going to do a VIP thing. There will be a pre-show match and it will be open to anyone and everyone. It just depends on how long it takes everyone to get to their seats, but everyone with the platinum seats will be seated first. So that's a Rest Charity exclusive here on CIC Pod. We will be making an official announcement about the actual pre-show and what the pre-show entails and what the pre-show mission statement will be going forward for all Wrestling for Charity shows very soon on the Rest Charity social media, but that's a little exclusive for you here on the pod. If you listen all the way through here, there will be a pre-show match of some description, and I'm tossing and turning whether to put myself on that, because selfishly I do still want to wrestle, but unless it is 100% necessary, I will not be on the main card, because I want to focus on helping my friends at Suplex, helping ICW, helping ECW, get their rosters, get their titles kind of featured, and basically just putting together some exhibition matches that wouldn't otherwise happen and just trying to raise money for Emma's charity at the same time because, of course, my dad did pass from tongue cancer as well. And, of course, we'll transition then over to the Emma Butler Memorial Show, or the Fight for Emma, as it's been redubbed. Cowra's Fight for Emma, October 31st, Halloween. My favourite day of the year, my favourite holiday of the year. I don't know who I'm wrestling on that show. I do know that I will be a heavily featured part of that show, which I am very, very grateful for. And I'm hoping to possibly not dress up. I don't want to overdo it because I do have my custom gear that I busted out for my very first match back, and I will be wearing in every match for this Redemption Tour, made by Dinky Dye Apparel, Dinky Dye Customs over in Western Australia. She did a phenomenal job on that gear. But I do want to make some sort of reference or cosplay or something to tie in with that to some extent, because it is Halloween, but I don't want to go over the top, because I do want to mainly just pay tribute to Emma, and of course myself and Nova actually celebrate 5 years of marriage the night before. So hopefully the night before, me and Nova and I can have a nice little dinner somewhere in Cowra and just kick back and relax, and we can have proper celebrations either the week before or the week after. But yeah, that was John Cena's final match. This is bordering on an hour and a half. I am so sorry. By the time I chuck the actual, hey guys, this is John Crossfire and this is Nova Lee on the front of it, it will go just over an hour and a half. And we're hoping to record a fresh one for future episodes going forward for 2025. Whether or not we get there, who knows? But until then, I am the Essential John L. Crossfire. I really hope you have bared with me for this episode. Thank you for getting yourself caught in conversation. Shaka-laka-laka, and naturally, titty sprinkles. Thank you, Cena. The last time is now.